Hey everyone, my name is James Fitzer. Some of you might know me as Big Fitz from Metroplex Wrestling in Bedford, Texas. Jackson Stone's putting this project together to try to raise awareness for mental health concerns, and I thought maybe I'd share a little bit of what I've gone through in the hopes that it can encourage you or somebody you love and encourage you to get the help that you need. I joined the Army in 2000. My first duty station was Fort Myer, Virginia, which is right there in the heart of Arlington. On September 11th, I was doing riot control training in preparation for the IMF and World Bank meetings when the plane hit the Pentagon. I spent the next several weeks with my unit out at the Pentagon, assisting in the cleanup and recovery efforts, removing rubble, helping to shore up supports, and helping to remove and properly convey remains to the lab so it could be tested, so we could find out who they were and get them a proper burial. The things that we saw inside that building, some of the most horrible things I've ever seen, especially when you consider we were just kids. Most of us, 18, 19 years old. Kids weren't meant to see things like that. I spent a little bit more time in the Army, got out, went to college, came back in, spent 16 months in Iraq during the surge. All total, I spent 17 years in the military and only recently got out of the reserves a couple of years ago. I was diagnosed with PTSD and depression. I went through a period of time after I got back from Iraq where I was abusing drugs, engaged in all kinds of self-destructive and risky behavior. And, I was pretty much at the end of my rope. It was only a matter of time before I did something that I couldn't recover from. The first thing that you need to know about mental illness is getting help for mental illness, getting treatment, getting therapy. It is not a negative reflection on your character. It's not a measure of your worth. It doesn't make you weak. Some of the strongest, most heroic people I know have had mental health issues, have had illnesses, and they've gone to therapy. It doesn't say anything negative about you to get help and to recognize that you need help. The most important things that I've learned are, first of all, self-care. In American society, we have this expectation about helping others, taking care of our families, being productive members of society. And to a point, that's all good stuff. But we have to learn to prioritize, especially when we have depression, when we have PTSD, we have these other issues. You can't take care of anyone if you don't take care of yourself first. Other people have different methods. Mine, I put it in a priority order. Self, family, and then everybody else. And that's sometimes the way you got to do it. There are days where you wake up and it's all you can do to take care of yourself, and that's okay. You got to have a support structure. For me, it was my wife. I was at the lowest of my lows when I met Amanda. Amanda is caring, compassionate, loving, beautiful, and horribly, horribly broken herself. And I think that we were put together for that reason, to help each other through our stuff. You got to have a support structure, whether it's a significant other, friends, family, somebody you can lean on. If you're a burden to those people, they're not your people. The other thing I would say is you got to have outlets, whether that's working out, whether that's riding motorcycles, working on cars, going fishing, or going to a place like MPX Wrestling and getting the shit kicked out of you for no good reason. You have to find an outlet. You have to find a way to release that negative energy and to channel it. Don't be afraid to reach out to people that have been there. If you're seeing this video and something that I'm saying is resonating with you and you need to talk, reach out to me. You find your your ways of dealing with things. For me, right now, it's wrestling. My wrestling character, Big Fitz, there's a lot of me in that character. I was a drill sergeant. I spent a good portion of my military career training troops. He loves his country. He loves America, loves apple pie, hates bullies. And there's a lot of that that's true to me. But Big Fitz also gives me the opportunity to be the unwavering, fearless, brave person that sometimes I'm not. In a way, he's a better version of myself, a version of me that I would be if I could be strong enough all the time. But whatever your outlet is, that sort of escapism can help. And the most important thing is just recognize that you're not alone. Everybody's got something they're dealing with. Your struggles aren't any more or less valid based on your circumstances. The important thing is that you get help. You find a way to keep pushing forward. And sometimes you won't be able to do that. Some days you won't be able to do that. And that's okay too. But you're not alone. You are loved. You have value. And even if you don't feel like living, which, if I'm being honest, some days I haven't felt like living, but I have to remember that there are people who, if I was gone, they would miss me. And sometimes that's all you have to hold on to. Sometimes the only person who cares if you're gone is somebody else. But everybody's got that person. Everybody's got somebody that would miss them if they were gone. So you are loved. You are important. And you deserve to get help. I'm going to put my Twitter handle and my Facebook info right here. And it doesn't matter, civilian or military, doesn't matter what you're going through. If something I've said resonates with you and you need somebody to talk to, reach out to me. And Big Fitz will take care of you.